Hi everyone, my name's Scott. Welcome to Planes, Trains, Everything and welcome to Carlisle. Today I'm here to watch Carlisle United take on Bristol Rovers in an EFL League One match. I was telling my son Blair about this and he asked a very important question. He said, why? Well, I love football. I'll watch any football, apart from maybe Motherwell. Just joking, just joking. And Carlisle is actually the nearest English league team from the Paisley, Glasgow area. It's 1 hour down the line with Avanti, even though it took an hour and 10 minutes, we're running late. So that's the plan of action today. The game starts at 3, the turnstiles open at 2. It is now midday, so I've got 2 hours to kill. I'm going to get a cup of coffee and something to eat, but before then, I need to do something very important. That's more like it. Now I've got this on for 2 reasons. One is because it's very, very cold, and the second reason is you can take the boy out of Paisley, but you can't take Paisley out of the boy. Right, let's go and get a coffee. Well, that was really lovely in there. Bordeaux Lounge. It's one of these trendy places where you have to order via a QR code, and I thought, oh, here we go, because me and technology are a bit like this, you know, but it worked fine. And I'm glad I went when I did, because when I came out there was a queue of about a dozen people waiting to get in. Carlisle's a nice place. I'm really going to have to come back here and have a look. There's some beautiful old buildings. But first things first, I need to find an ATM machine, because if I'm going to buy a football programme at the match, I'm guessing they're only going to take cash, and they won't like Scottish notes. Okay, that's me organised. Carlisle United plays in the 3rd tier of English football, just in case you were wondering. And Bristol Rovers have got a trip of around about 275 miles to come up from Bristol up to Carlisle. They must absolutely hate this fixture. It must take them at least 4 or 5 hours on the motorway. Right, let's head towards the park. Right, here's some factoids about Carlisle United versus Bristol Rovers. Carlisle United is not having a great season. They're 21st out of 24 teams. In fact, they are in the relegation zone underneath that dotted line at the bottom of the table. Bristol Rovers, on the other hand, they're in 12th place. They're just kind of languishing mid-table. Last night I was looking at Carlisle United's home record this season and Bristol Rovers' away record this season, and over a strong cup of tea I came to the conclusion it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I then decided to go onto William Hill's website just to see what they were predicting, and the 3 most likely outcomes: a 1-1 draw, 1-0 to Bristol Rovers, or 1-0 to Carlisle United. Either way, it doesn't look as if there's going to be a goal fest. Brunton Park is the home ground of Carlisle United, and it has a capacity of 17,949 people, although I don't think we're going to get 17,949 today. Last year, for example, Carlisle United's average home attendance was 6,662, which is actually less than St Mirren, so it's not going to be a busy game. Okay, enough of the statistics, I've bored you enough. Let's get to Brunton Park. Well, there you go. I was buying that programme and I mentioned to the lady that I went out of my way to get some English notes, because what would her reaction be if I gave her a Bank of Scotland £10 note? And she says, I wouldn't have blinked, because they get a lot of Scottish fans coming down here to watch Carlisle United. There you go. Right, let's have a little look around the stadium.
It's as if they're all on a trip.
Well, there's one big difference between Scottish and English football. They sell something here called alcohol. And apparently, I don't think they sell it inside the stadium, but here out in the car park, yeah, you can have a few drinks before you go into the game. Not in Scotland. I think the SPFL have thought about it, and it's never gotten anywhere. But it's a good lively crowd there, and the turnstiles still don't open for another 15-20 minutes. I had to ask one of the staff where the Pioneer stand was because I wasn't quite sure. Suddenly she got very suspicious because home supporters should know where the Pioneer stand is. Only an away fan would be questioning that, and away fans should not be in the Pioneer stand. But I just said I was a Carlisle United fan. CUFC, okay. So let's get inside for the match of the day, Carlisle United versus Bristol Rovers. Well, there's another difference between Scotland and England. They sell alcohol inside the ground. I think Scotland's just got an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. That's the problem. Nope, you can help yourself to the booze in there. Right. Oh, it's a sunny day today. I wasn't expecting this. I'm wrapped up as if it's the middle of winter. Another thing worth mentioning, today is the 11th of November, which means it's Armistice Day. And I believe at kickoff there's 2 minutes silence or commemoration. I also can't believe the fact that you can walk straight onto the pitch here. I work at St Mirren, and that is just not allowed. You're very laid back here in England, I think, very laid back. In fact, when I was entering the stadium past some stewards, instead of doing a check inside my backpack, they said, "Have you got any bottles or cans?" And I said, "No." And that was it. I could have been packed with pyros, but no, very laid back here, very laid back. Not a bad game, but it was a bit scrappy at times. Right, let's get away from this crowd. That was a fair-sized crowd. I'll let you know what the attendance is below. 1-0 to Bristol Rovers. And funnily enough, on the way to Carlisle today, I was checking Ladbrokes, and their preferred score was 1-0 to Bristol Rovers. How did they know? I'm just following everyone else. I hope this is the way to the city centre, otherwise I'm lost. Before the game started, I was having a talk with one of the stewards, and I was learning lots of things about being a steward in England. For example, they do sell alcohol in the ground, you just can't drink it at your seat. We just can't buy alcohol in Scotland, full stop. Met a couple of Scottish fans, and in fact there were quite a few Scottish flags around. It's because I think they come from the south of Scotland. The two people I met were Queen of the South supporters. I see why they go across the border to Carlisle. Yeah, but I guess if Queen of the South aren't playing and they need their fix of football, they come to Carlisle. That makes sense. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? Yeah, so 1-0 to Bristol Rovers. I felt like Carlisle United were the better team. They seemed to have more chances, they just couldn't finish it off. And of course in the second half, Bristol Rovers actually had a player sent off, but they couldn't capitalise on the extra man. Right, thank you very much guys for coming along on this. This is now crossed off my bucket list. Would I come back to see Carlisle United? Yeah, they weren't that bad. They just, I think, were very unlucky today, very unlucky. Thanks for coming along, and I'll see you next time.